This is so weird. Okay. Hi guys. Hello anyone who's actually watching this video. Don't know if you exist. So I decided to start my own beauty channel just because I watch so many beauty videos all the time and I have a lot of friends ask me my opinion on certain products and things like that. So I'm Megan and welcome. So I don't know what's gonna happen, if anything, but I thought, you know, just this is a good way to spend my time, because why not? So I think for this first one, I'm just gonna do kind of like my everyday makeup that I do. I thought that might be a good way to start out. Right now I have my skin is all prepped and washed and everything, so I'm gonna pretty much just go from primer to setting spray and everything in between. So let me know in the comments down below if there's any products that you want to see reviewed, if you like high-end versus drugstore. I know everyone likes to see the super high-end products, but like I'm not making money off this. I'm just doing it for funsies, so there's only so much I can buy. So drugstore products are always useful for anyone. Also tutorials. Tutorials are fun. So I guess I'll start now. That might be fun. So this is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. This is a high-end product. The only reason I have it is because I got a gift card for Christmas. And it's kind of like a creamy consistency. And it feels like a silicone primer, but it doesn't like, it's not that slippery, gross feeling. It feels like kind of like a moisturizer, but not super thick. So they give you this neat little like spreader. They're so bougie, oh my god. Like look at this. It has like their little logo on it and everything. It's crazy. So they say to use a rice grain size amount. Laughable. I'm sure you could, but I got some canvas to work with here, so I usually go in with a bit more than a rice grain size amount. So this, you can buy this at Sephora. It retails for like $52, I believe. It is really expensive for a primer, but it lasts forever. Like it's lasted almost a year now. So I'm not gonna do, since I did one expensive thing, I'm gonna do all affordable things. So one of the major influencers I watch, her name is The Tayla with like 2 A's on the end. Super cool chick, really like down to earth, and I feel like I can always trust her. Just, she doesn't do a lot of sponsored posts, and if she does, she actually like likes the brand quite a bit. So she uses this all the time, and I decided to buy it, and I love it. It's the CYO Lifeproof long-lasting foundation in the shade 102. Now for my pale girls out there, they do have an even lighter one, shade 101. That's even too light for me right now. So great option though for the winter months. So the reason I love this foundation is I have super sensitive skin, right? So Maybelline specifically, but a lot of drugstore brands break me the F out, like really bad. Sorry, I guess I should say, I usually just like dot this all over my face. I put it on the back of my hand to like warm it up, and then I dot it all over, and then I use the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. It's like $3 or something. Actually one of the best foundation brushes I've ever used. So drugstore products usually break me out, especially foundations, because I have very sensitive skin, and me and silicones do not get along. But this foundation, for some reason, is so freaking pretty, and it actually does last like all day. And it just gives you like this awesome, perfect glow without it looking like greasy, and it doesn't break me out. Oh, and it's only $7. You can get it at Walgreens and Walgreens online. So yeah, I would suggest going in and trying the shades. I hate online color swatches, they're impossible. So, okay, moving on. We'll stick in the same vein of drugstore stuff. So right now I have the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. I love this brand. It's like by Drew, I think Drew Barrymore like owns it. I love Drew. She just seems like a cool chick. And again, this was a find from the Tatcha. I think this is shade Light 1-2 Fair. I don't really know. It's a little weird shades. So I don't have that bad of under eye circles, thankfully, but I always like to put some in my under eye, and then I always bring it up onto my eyelid too, just because it's a nice base. And then I put some in the middle of my forehead just for a little extra coverage, and then on my chin as well. So for this, I'm going to use some of these little cool brushes. So I got this really cool brush set off of Amazon. They're these cool like oval brushes, and they were super cheap. It was like 13 bucks for like, I don't even know how many brushes. I want to say probably like 15 brushes. They have like an oval brush for everything. So I like these a lot because I really do not like, if you're ever gonna watch any other video of mine again, you will not find me talking about Tarte Shape Tape or any freaking mask concealer, because it just looks like crap on my skin. And I don't, even though this concealer says full coverage, it does even out your skin tone, but you can still see your skin underneath. And the finish is very similar to the foundation. So it just, both are very creamy, so they just like meld together super well. But I do not like, I just don't like makeup that makes me look like I have plaster on my face. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to have pores. I'm supposed to have, I don't know, skin is skin, and it's really obvious when it doesn't look like skin. So, rant over. Okay, so next, I guess we'll put some life back into my face. And I'm gonna use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This again was from the Tatcha. God, I shouldn't even like, why am I even starting a channel? Like, just go watch her videos too. So this is the shade Light Bronzer. It's a little light. No shit, like light bronzer. But on her, it pulled very orange. Luckily for me, I didn't have that same problem. For us very pale girls, it's super easy to find a bronzer that you think is going to be perfect. And then you put it on, and it either looks like gray mess, where it's just too dark, and your skin makes it, like, pulls the undertones very, like, purpley or gray, and you end up looking like you have just, like, mud on your face. Or they look super orange, and I just don't really want to relive 6th grade anymore. You know, oh god, I had that Too Faced bronzer, and it was like, I don't even remember what it was called. They don't make it anymore, thank god, but it was like 4 streaks of colors. It was like bronze and gold and pink, and then there was another one I can't remember, but I used to just put that all over my face. So, oh, I should probably tell you what I used. So this is just a powder brush from Sephora. I got it in like a little travel set. It's really fluffy, and like not too dense. Like, my problem with a lot of like bronzer brushes is they're so dense that when I put it on, it's just like streak. And I usually don't set my whole face with powder because I just don't like the way it looks throughout the day, and like my skin gets dry throughout the day sometimes. So I don't like to set with powder. And when I get like a really thick brush, the powder from, you know, a contour or a bronzer will get stuck in my foundation, and it's like impossible to move or blend out. So that's why I love using kind of just like a generic powder brush with my bronzers. Just kind of like shears it out a good amount. Also, sorry, this is, can you tell it's my first video? You can buy these at Ulta, CVS, Amazon. I think their Physicians Formula has always been a little bit more expensive, but still very affordable. I want to say maybe like 13 bucks. Okay, so next we'll move on to blush. And I know a lot of people my age are like afraid of blush. They're like, I guess we all just have PTSD from our mothers, I guess. I don't know. My mom didn't really wear that much blush, but I understand the sentiment. So I have been kind of peeking my head out more at a lot of different kinds of blush. I don't know which one I want to use. They're both super affordable, but one's drugstore and one's online only. But I love both of these colors so much. So this one is the Milani Baked Powder Blush and Rose d'Oro, which means rose gold in Italian. Look at me. Super pretty. It looks very peachy in the pan, but it has some gold flecks. And when you put it on though, it's just like this really pretty look of when you go out into the sun and you come back from like a long day, and it just is like a really nice healthy glow. How many times can we say glow in freaking makeup videos? A million. So the other one is by Glossier, Cloud Paint. I love Cloud Paint. I bought it like the day it came out. My original one I have in Beam. It's like my perfect summer color. But I decided to try out one of their new colors, Storm. And it's like it looks super dark when you put it on your hand. But once you shear it out a little bit, I'm just gonna go with this one if you couldn't tell already. So I like to use kind of like a stippling brush with Cloud Paint, especially for a darker color like this, because it's easy to get it like too concentrated in one part. And with a stippling brush, it already fans it out for you, and so it just gives you a really even flush of color. So I have like a really small amount on my hand, as you can see, and this is just, again, another e.l.f. brush. I think this one was like $1 or $2. So I just kind of go in on my hand like that and stipple it out already, so it's nice and sheer on the bristles. And then it's gonna look kind of crazy at first, but I just kind of like stipple it on, and then I do go over it with my fingers just to help melt it a little bit. Perfect. And then you have this nice looking thing on the back of your hand. It looks like you have a rash. Okay, so before we go on to like the fun parts, I usually set like my chin and my nose area just like a tiny bit, because that's where I get the oiliest. And I don't set up here usually because I don't know why, but powder always gets this gross, like powder, it's powdery. It looks like a layer of flour on top of oil. It's just not flattering. So I'm gonna use the Glossier Wowder powder. I keep trying to put it over here. You guys are over here. Wowder powder in the lightest shade. And I love this powder. It's so light, like lightweight, and I love the packaging. I think like Milk and Becca both copied this packaging after they came out with it. But it's got like this nice little like trampoline looking thing in the middle. So when you travel with it, and the top has this like stopper, so when you travel with it, all your powder doesn't go flying everywhere, which I think is super nice. And you don't have to like get a whole bunch on your brush and then like tap it off and hope it just makes it back in, you know what I mean? But I'm not one to like bake my under eyes and bake my whole face and everything. It's just so much work, and for an everyday look, I'm just like, nah, no. Okay, you guys are gonna hate me, but for brows, this is not a drugstore product. This is Anastasia Brow Wiz crayon in caramel. So I used to not use brow pencils at all because I just didn't like them. Like they were too dark or too big and just like made my brows look like blocks, like Lego eyebrows pretty much. But then I found this and the tip is just so tiny, like, oh, focus. I don't know if it's focusing, but it's like this tiny, tiny tip and it comes a little spoolie on the other end, which I love. I love little spoolies, they're just fun. But the tip is so tiny that you can just really, am I even in frame? Jesus. Come on, Megan. Like, you can actually just like draw hairs. And it's great. I mostly use this to like fill in the fronts of my eyebrows because I had a botch job when I was like 13 or something. I don't know, I was super young and it just did not go well and they're still trying to grow back in. So I do usually use brow gel and that's what I always used before I even got a brow pencil. And Glossier Boy Brow staple, use it every single day. This is the shade Blonde. I alternate between blonde and brown depending on the time of year. Obviously in the winter, I let my hair kind of get darker usually, so I'll go with brown just so, I don't know if you can tell, but my brows are like really light. So I like for me not to, you know, look like a ghost and scare people. Super quick and easy. I recommend Boy Brow to like every single person I know. Okay, so fun part again. I'm gonna move on to highlighter, and I love highlighters, as I think most girls do. So this brand came out like a couple months ago, and the name really like shook some people. It's a, not gonna lie, it's a gross name. I do not like this name at all, but I'm not gonna lie, it did get my attention because how much I hated the name, and I was like, ew. But basically it's, I think it's Revlon's like high-end brand now that they sell at Ulta, and it's called Flesh Beauty. Yummy, right? So these are their what are they even called? You know, they don't have it on the packaging. Basically, these are little drops, similar to the Cover FX drops. And the one thing I don't like about this product, though, is the dropper is a piece of shit. Like, this thing, like, look, it's not doing, it's not dropping anything. So you end up, I just end up, like, wiping it on the back of my hand and then picking it up from there because this dropper is worthless. So I have a couple other things that I've tried from them and I like it a lot, but I just, honestly, I can't get over the name. But this highlight color is to die for. So as a beginner, like anyone who's interested in makeup that really is still trying to figure things out and what you like, it's hard to know what shade of highlight you like, what intensity, what consistency, like if you like powder or cream or whatever. It's hard to figure those things out because there's literally 1.5 billion highlighters. So for a pale girl, it's very hard to find ones that don't look super pink or don't look super yellow. So I like this one a lot because it, like, I was worried it was gonna be very dark on me. Like it's almost gold, like it's a champagne, but it's more peachy than a normal champagne highlight is. But when you put it on, it's so, like, it looks like you have a glaze on your skin as opposed to like a blinding strobe light. I also tend to prefer more liquidy highlights as opposed to powder. I don't know why, I just do. I love the Fenty highlighters, don't get me wrong. Re can do no wrong in my eyes. Even with that god-awful black lipstick. But these just like, they just go on so evenly and fast, and I don't know, I really like this one. And not a lot of people have tried it. Oh, I don't have a drugstore. I don't have a drugstore mascara. Don't hate me, guys. So I'll just use my favorite. You guys are gonna hate me for this. This is the Hourglass Caution Mascara. I love Hourglass so much. It's just so freaking expensive. So on my everyday, I usually don't wear any eyeshadow, so that's why I'm skipping eyeshadow today. But I love this mascara so much. So Hourglass launched this mascara after Milk did their Kush mascara, which I also own and love. And so I think Milk is like trying to come for Glossier, because anything that Glossier puts out, Milk like tries to like not copy, but take it and put their own spin on it. They've always been kind of like one step behind Glossier. Like they came out with a similar powder and I'm blanking. They came out with a lot of stuff that's very similar to Glossier. But Glossier had been teasing that they were gonna drop their mascara like soon. Lash Slick, love this mascara too. And like the week or so before Glossier dropped their mascara, Milk dropped theirs. And they're like polar opposite mascaras. So like Glossier is very like lengthening and defining and very natural looking. Like it's supposed to look like you're wearing lash extensions without actually having any, which I loved. Also, it's like basically waterproof, but not really. It comes off with hot water, which is awesome. And then Milk, this thing, first of all, this is like a weight. It's awesome. It's so cool looking. It's freaking massive brush. Just like, it's so nice. It just like blows up your lashes in like one swipe, no joke. But it like makes me look like a raccoon by the end of the day. I'm like running, like people ask me if I've been crying and I'm like, no, it's my mascara. Like, cause I blink really hard because I wear contacts and I don't blink for long periods of time. And so when I do blink, I'm like, eh. And then people were like, what mascara is that? So I don't buy it. Long story short, Caution seems to do both things that those mascaras do. Like it doesn't run, it gives me awesome volume, separation, definition, stays all day, but it doesn't make me like look like a freaking raccoon by the end of the day. So if you're gonna buy one, I suggest Caution by Hourglass. Shit. And I also don't have a drugstore eyeliner. I'm so sorry, guys. I promise I'll get better. So this one is like my staple eyeliner. I think everyone has probably tried this eyeliner at some point. This is the Kat Von D ink liner in Trooper Black. So everyone went crazy about this one makeup review on a Kat Von D eyeliner. This girl like got in a car accident and like her eyeliner didn't budge at all. People were like, oh my god, that's so crazy. And then I think her sales went like through the roof. I did not buy that one because I don't like eyeliner that I have to like vigorously try to take off. Like I want it to stay all day, but I don't want to like rip my eyeballs out at night trying to get it off. So this one is a nice like step underneath that one. And Mac, my friend Mac, I'm doing this for you. I've told her I was gonna teach her how to do her eyeliner for like years, and I'm finally gonna do it. So the way I do my everyday eyeliner, I don't line my whole eye because I think that just looks really intense. So what I do is I put on my mascara first, which is odd, but it gives you a good like shape to follow. Basically, I draw another eyelash and then I go to the tip of the line I just drew and connect it down. And then fill it in. And that's how it just like elongates your eye and makes it look more defined without it looking like you're going out for the whole night. So let me do this side. It's about even. Yeah, cool. Easy peasy. I practiced my eyeliner for like years as a little girl, so that's why I got good at it. And then for my everyday lip, I always use the Dior Lip Maximizer Collagen Activ. It's like a little lip gloss, slightly pink, and it just helps plump up your lips, but it's not like, it does have like that lip plumper sensation, but you don't feel like you're gonna die. And then this is like one of the best setting sprays I've ever found. It's by Makeup Revolution London, Pro Fix Illuminating Fixing Spray. I don't know what they have to fix on me, but I'm sure, whatever. I like to use a shitload of setting spray. Then I just grab something and try not to hit myself in the face and fan it down. There we go.
And I also decided to take a couple of pictures for you guys in natural light to see what the final look ended up being.
But anyway, thanks guys for watching. I don't know what my schedule is gonna be yet with posting new videos, but thank you guys for watching so much. I was so appreciative of all my friends that have pushed me to do this for so long. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys soon.